Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching NDTV. All parties in Haryana have released their full list of candidates for the upcoming assembly elections, as today marked the last day to file nominations for the polls, which will be held in a single phase on the 5th of October. Now, the BJP has named candidates for all 90 seats. In its third and final list, it has announced Rohtash Jangra from Sirsa, Kanwar Singh Yadav from Mahendragarh and Satish Phagna from Faridabad NIT. After failed talks over potential alliance, the Aam Aadmi Party and Congress have also named candidates for nearly all constituencies in Haryana. Former MP Ajay Singh Chautala led JJP and Chandrasekhar Azad led Azad Samaj Party recently announced their alliance. INLD, on the other hand, is contesting elections in an alliance with the BSP. So is the Haryana election this time going to be a bipolar contest between the BJP and Congress? Do regional parties face extinction threats, and how much will caste matter this election? Is there more noise than actual dissent, or is there actually sentiment for change on ground? Who are going to be the most important players this time, and what kind of fallout will the Haryana poll outcome have on the country's politics? That's what we'll try and decode tonight. Joining us now is Mahima Singh, spokesperson of the Congress Party, DP Kaushik, spokesperson of the BJP, and Sajjan Kumar, who's a political analyst. But first, let's look at what Bhupinder Singh Hooda, the Congress leader, who's also filed nomination yesterday, what he said today.
So we have a former Chief Minister of Haryana. So, sir, क्या लगता है पॉलिटिकल क्या इक्वेशन चल रही है?
इक्वेशन लोगों ने मन बना लिया है, आने वाली सरकार कांग्रेस पार्टी की सरकार बनाएंगे, 36 बना देंगे, फैसला कर लिया।
तो आज बहुत बड़ा दिन है क्योंकि आज लास्ट डे है नॉमिनेशन का और आप पूरे हरियाणा का टूर कर रहे हैं, तो कैसे देख रहे हैं?
बहुत जबरदस्त जन समर्थन मिल रहा है कांग्रेस।
आपने अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट का सबसे
बनेंगे।
Well, we have seen the Chief Minister of Haryana, Bhupinder Singh, former Chief Minister of Haryana, Bhupinder Singh Hooda. He has already said the people of Haryana, they have already made up their mind, and this time the campaign of the Congress is already in full swing. So today is a big day because the nomination, last day of the nomination, filing nomination, we can see a huge number of the supporters. They have come from across the state to discuss the political strategy with the former Chief Minister of Haryana, Bhupinder Singh Hooda. With Vijay Rajesh Kumar, this is Group Singh China for NDTV, Rohtak, Haryana.
Gurpreet Chinna, my colleague from Haryana, joins us. Gurpreet, interesting set of names in the final list that were announced today, including Randeep Surjewala's son to Savitri Jindal, saying today that she'll be contesting as an independent. How does today look like? Because the nominations, of course, have ended. And how do you assess the campaigns of different political parties in Haryana?
Well, we have seen for the last so many days a lot of political parties, they are taking very calculative steps, specifically for declaring their candidate. But now we have seen the nomination have already been filed, and today it was the last day for filing the nomination. And almost all the parties, they have declared all the candidates from all the constituency. But now the election is for the people, and election, the people are going to contest this election. We have some of the voters from Jajjar area, because we are reporting from Jajjar at this point of time to just check the pulse of this election, how it is going on. We will talk to them. तो क्या लगता है कि क्या इश्यूज रहेंगे, क्योंकि हरियाणा की बात करें तो इलेक्शन हो रहे हैं, तो क्या इश्यूज रहेंगे आपके माइंड में जब आप अपनी वोट कास्ट करोगे?
देखिए भाई साहब, मैं सबसे पहले तो एक बात कहना चाहूँगा, जब प्रदेश का कोई मुख्यमंत्री बनता है तो पूरे प्रदेश के लिए बनता है। हमारे जज्जर के अंदर 4 हलके हैं, रोहतक में चले जाओ, झज्जर में चले जाओ, उसने हमारे साथ बड़ा पक्षपात किया है। मुख्यमंत्री ने, मुख्यमंत्री बनता है राजा, राजा का काम होता है पूरे हरियाणा को एक साथ लेकर के। हमारे को रोड देखो, सब गड्ढे कितने ज़बरदस्त हैं, हर चीज़, मतलब किसान को इन्होंने बर्बाद कर दिया, आड़ती को इन्होंने बर्बाद कर दिया।
तो मतलब डेवलपमेंट नहीं हुई, उसके बाद जो पॉलिसी किसानों के लिए बनाई, जहाँ बिजनेसमैन के लिए बनाई, नहीं चली। तो आपको क्या लगता है कि क्या मेन इश्यूज रहेंगे इलेक्शन में, क्या मेन मुद्दे रहेंगे लोगों के, लोग कैसे अपना कैंडिडेट चूज़ करेंगे?
देखो सर, मैं आर्मी से हूँ और हमारा इन्होंने फर्स्ट में मोदी जी ने रेवाड़ी के अंदर घोषणा करी थी आपको 1 रैंक 1 पेंशन देंगे, लेकिन 1 रैंक 1 पेंशन नहीं दिए। एक फौजी गुजर जाने के बाद में उसकी औरत को कुछ भी नहीं मिलता, 0.5% वो मिलता है। और मैं बीजेपी छोड़ के और कांग्रेस ज्वाइन किया सिर्फ इसी मुद्दा के लिए। 1-2 जवान एक ही मोर्चा में खड़े होते हैं बॉर्डर के ऊपर, एक जवान परमानेंट वाला, एक 4 साल वाला। जब 4 साल वाला का गोली लगती है उसको शहीद का दर्जा नहीं है, परमानेंट को गोली लगती है उसको शहीद का
तो
दर्जा।
मुझे लगता है कि जो जवान है उनके साथ भी जस्टिस नहीं किया, तो
नहीं।
आपको क्या लगता है क्या मुद्दे रहेंगे? क्योंकि हम देख रहे हैं लगातार अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट की बात की जा रही है, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की बात की जा रही है। आपको क्या लगता है कि आप वोट डालने से पहले क्या मुद्दे माइंड में रखेंगे अपना कैंडिडेट चूज करने के लिए?
देखिए, ऐसा है कि इन्होंने, बीजेपी ने, जो इनके सीनियर नेता थे जिन्होंने पूरा जीवन संघर्ष किया, जैसे लाल कृष्ण आडवाणी, अगर जनता ने बीजेपी को बहुमत दिया तो सबसे पहला प्रधानमंत्री का रैंक मिलना था लाल कृष्ण आडवाणी जी को, जो इसका राजनीतिक गुरु था। जो हाल में प्रधानमंत्री है वो इसका राजनीतिक गुरु था। लेकिन आरएसएस प्रमुख ने ये देखा कि लाल कृष्ण आडवाणी देश को सही चलाएगा, ये पढ़ा लिखा व्यक्ति है और तेरी नहीं मानेगा, एक सेकंड, तेरी नहीं मानेगा। उन्होंने एक 8वीं फेल व्यक्ति को प्रधानमंत्री चुना ताकि जो कहेगा वही करेगा।
हम हरियाणा की बात करेंगे कि
हरियाणा प्रदेश की भी मैं आपको बताता हूं बात। कि एक बीजेपी का व्यक्ति है जो 30 साल से लगातार एमएलए मंत्री बनता रहा है, वो भी अनमैरिड है, वो भी खट्टर साहब के समाज का है, उसका 30 साल का तजर्बा है। और मोदी जी ने एक अपने अंध भगत को चुना जो कि कभी जिंदगी में पंचायत, ब्लॉक समिति, जिला परिषद का मेंबर नहीं बना, वो
political
बना दिया।
Political experience is also required, and we have seen infrastructure, unemployment. These are the main issues which the people of Haryana, they are trying to find out solutions. So let's see which political party will be picked up by the voters in Haryana. But as of now, we have seen unemployment, infrastructure. They are looking forward for the development of the state. Back to studio.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gurpreet, for joining us with those voices. Now, to our panelists, Mr. Kaushik, I'd like to start with you. The BJP in 2024 Lok Sabha elections had the highest vote share of 46.11%, but of course, it did not manage to create a hat-trick. It did not sweep the state. It won 5 seats. But it looks like the Congress has the momentum because clearly the Congress improved its standing. How confident are you that that situation is not going to be prevalent this time? Because clearly many of those issues that voters cited then, it has been quite a less time for all of that to get resolved.
नहीं, देखिए ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। मैंने अभी देखा जो मेरे जज्जर के वासी जो बोल रहे थे, आप आपके कैमरामैन वहाँ पे जज्जर गए होंगे, आपने इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की बात की, आपने रोड जज्जर के देखे कितने अच्छे रोड बने हुए हैं। ऑल ओवर पूरे हरियाणा की बात मैं करूँ तो पूरे हरियाणा में इतने अच्छे रोड बने हुए हैं। और जज्जर का मैं खुद ही रहने वाला हूँ वहाँ पे, मैं मानता हूँ जज्जर के शहर के अंदर थोड़ी मोटी रोड के जो क्यों बिकॉज की जो पाइपलाइन अंदर की जो चल रही है वो काफी टाइम से होगी। तब बुकल 10 साल से वहाँ पे एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर रही वहाँ पे, उनसे पूछिए वहाँ पे क्या काम करवाया उसने। मैं ये कहता हूँ 10 साल के अंदर जितना झज्जर के नहीं, मैं पूरे हरियाणा का जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अच्छा हुआ है उससे बेटर नौकरियों की बात अभी कर रहे थे। नौकरियां 2 लाख हरियाणा के अंदर नौकरियां गई हैं। मैं कहता हूँ पूछ के देखिए कभी ऐसा हुआ था बिना खर्चे पर्चे की नौकरी हम लोगों ने दी वहां पे हरियाणा के अंदर? कभी आज तक ऐसे इतिहास में हुआ था? कांग्रेस से पूछिए ये बात। इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की बात के मुख्यमंत्री हमारे जज्जर के ही थे। रोहतक में जज्जर में कोई ज्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं, 20 मिनट का रास्ता है। मैं खुद बेरी से चुनाव की टिकट मांग रहा था, मैंने कहा भी तू बेरी और जज्जर के अंदर रोहतक के अंदर डिफरेंस बताइए कितना है? 15 मिनट का रास्ते का है। अब बेरी का जाकर हाल देखिए, आप जज्जर बेरी, मैं कहता हूँ इन्होंने 10 साल मुख्यमंत्री रह करवाया क्या वहां पे?
Mahima Singh, there's a point that Mr. Kaushik is making, which is important, that, be it the Hoodas or be it the Congress party, have not been in power in the state for the last 10 years. So are you just riding on the anti-incumbency sentiment, or is there a vision that the party has? I'm sure your manifesto will also promise guarantees. What is the vision that the Congress party has, or is it just purely depending on the anti-incumbency factor?
देखिए,
Jai Hind, interestingly enough, Vasudha, this time around, it is not any one party's vision that's going to matter. This is a people's election, truly, because the people of Haryana, us Haryanvis, as big-hearted as we are, we can pardon anything, but we cannot pardon betrayal and backstabbing. The coalition government of the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Jananayak Janata Party did the both. They betrayed the people of Haryana, they backstabbed the people of Haryana. And that is what the entire Haryanvis, the entire Haryana population is going to stand against. The electorate is determined to fight for its issues, and they know that their firm belief in the Congress ideology is what is going to really get us past our hurdles. Because the BJP, you see, the last 10 years, jumla after jumla, promises after promises, and all hollow. They have been hurled at the people of Haryana. Jawan, Pehelwan, Kisan, everybody, have been backstabbed. And as you would rightly know, there are many communities in Haryana that have actually boycotted the BJP. They have pronounced their boycott. For example, in Karnal, just the last month, the Punjabi community came together, the Punjab Mahasabha, and they said that we are going to stand against the BJP and we are going to ensure that they
Right.
don't get the single vote. The BJP, you see the frivolity of it all, Vasudha, is that the BJP is standing against the BJP. The kind of retaliation we are seeing within the BJP, it is the BJP organization against the BJP aspirants.
But
So,
Mahima, even your party has those fault lines and divisions, right? Let me get Sajjan first before I come back to you. Sajjan, what exactly are the key challenges for the BJP and the Congress? Because, it looks like the Congress is also heavily dependent on the Hudas, the Jat consolidation, and of course, farmers' protest. But the BJP is also in some ways tried to give a lot of importance to candidates, but of course, it was Haryana was one of the states where the BJP faced a setback of sorts, lost 5 seats. How do you see that? Do you see that sentiment transmitting to the assembly elections of Haryana?
There, of course, a transition compared to 2014 and 19. If you see, Congress was facing a divided Jat, INLD, and then JJP. So a divided Jat and a relatively united the non-Jat section that was helping the BJP that was there. But in this election, Congress is two-edged. One, relatively there is a near consolidation of the Jat. So therefore, the fear of Jat votes getting divided by a fraction of INLD or JJP this time is very relatively low. That's the ground sentiment. So that 25%, nearly 25% consolidation is something that giving it a head start. Secondly, you also see there are around 7 to 8% Muslims. The real challenge of Congress this time would be 20% Dalits, and then you have Azad Samaj Party, and then you have BSP also, or relatively into the areas like Yamuna Nagar, etc., wherein the Dalit population may be swayed by these parties. So whether the Dalit fragmentation will be there. But on the other hand, if you see the challenge of BJP this time, it is Herculean. One, you assess the challenge of BJP on their own plan, Chal Charitra and Chehra. Now, in terms of Chal and Charitra, they have completely favored the turncoats from the other parties by ignoring their own rank and file. And this has created a lot of problem for the BJP. See, for example, the OBC Morcha, Karan Dev Kambose, he has resigned, and thereby the core of the BJP, that is the OBCs, they are into a state of crisis for BJP. This is one. Secondly, also see, in terms of the sub-locality also, for example, the Rewari and Mahendragarh Dahirwad region, which used to be the hub of BJP, this time you go there and you find there is a sense of generic kind of disillusionment. Also because in terms of the face, the chehra, I mean, instead of Nayab Saini, this is one of the blunder by the BJP central leadership of placing weak leaders like Bhajan Lal Sharma, Mohan Lal Yadav, Mohan Yadav or Nayab Saini. There were more stronger. Huda is a big stature leader. So you needed to place someone who also enjoys the stature, who can counter the stature. So that way, combined with the anti-incumbency, challenge for BJP this time is Herculean. And it would really be difficult for BJP to, turn the tide, because as of now, it seems that BJP is surrounded by lots of problems compared to the Congress.
Mr. Kaushik, अगर आप 17 जो ऐसी असेंबली कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसीज है, रिजर्व कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसीज, उसका डेटा देखेंगे तो ऐसा लगता है कि कांग्रेस का एक स्टेडी राइज हो रहा है. तो जैसे सज्जन भी कह रहे थे, आपको हाउ कॉन्फिडेंट आर यू सर कि वो जो रिजर्वेशन डिबेट था, वो इस बार का जो 20% दलित पॉपुलेशन है हरियाणा का, जो बहुत ही ज़्यादा क्रूशल है, उसको इम्पैक्ट करेगा या नहीं करेगा? आपकी पार्टी में क्या सेंटिमेंट है?
देखिए, मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगा, जो एससी बोर्ड था, इन लोगों ने लोकसभा में जितना एक गलत एक प्रचार किया कि रिजर्वेशन आपका ये होगा या आपका चेंज हो जाएगा, ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था और लोग समझ चुके हैं. अब जैसे कर्णदेव कंबोज की बात करें, हमारे अंदर बीजेपी के इतने लीडर हैं, इतने लोग टिकट मांग रहे हैं, इसका मतलब बीजेपी परफॉर्म में है और बीजेपी तीसरी बार सरकार बनाने जा रही है. मैं कहता हूँ, अगर ये टिकटें कांग्रेस वाले अगर ये 5 दिन पहले डिक्लेयर कर देते तो इनको पता कितने लोग भाग जाते हैं इनके. अभी भी आप ये मान लीजिए, मैं फिर भी कह रहा हूँ, कांग्रेस बहुत पीछे है बीजेपी के उससे, और बीजेपी तीसरी बार सरकार बनाएगी. हम लोगों को, जो हमारे असंतुष्ट जो नेता है, उस सबको मना के और बीजेपी का तो आपने देखा है कि जो एससी हमारा वोट बैंक है वो बिल्कुल इनकी बहकाव में अब की बार नहीं आएगा। लोकसभा में आने के से हमारे को 5 सीटों का नुकसान जरूर हुआ है, लेकिन अब की बार हम 100% श्योर है कि ये जो इन्होंने गलत जो अफवाह फैलाई थी उसमें लोग बहकाव में नहीं आएंगे, हरियाणा के लोग, और हरियाणा में तीसरी बार भाजपा की सरकार बनेगी जी।
Right, Mahima Singh, would you like to respond to that, ma'am? Because clearly there is a lot of distance between the cup and the lip, and while everybody understands that the Congress is on the rise as far as Haryana is concerned, because we also saw you win 5 seats there. The battle has always been neck and neck in Haryana, at least in the last few elections. Why do you think that this time your party has the edge?
Absolutely, this kind of a narrative by the BJP spokesperson not only needs a strong rebuttal, but it needs a lot of serious disillusionment that the BJP and its workers and spokespersons need. Because you see, the BJP spokesperson is absolutely ignoring the plight of Haryanvis over the past decade. He is talking about, aspirations around the BJP. He's saying that the people are against the BJP because, because the BJP is actually the next big thing. It's the future. I would like to awaken the BJP spokesperson to the fact, if he's already not, that that within the Congress, you see the number of applications, Vasudha, that came from the aspirants for this election are nearly 3,000. And it comes with a significant application fee. That is what we are talking about, the aspiration. And yet, in spite of many of those, you see 90 seats, nearly 2,900 applications. Yet, after those allocation of 90 seats, you will see that all those aspirants are back to the pavilion and working on the ground for the people's issues. And that is what we've been doing for the entire last decade. Whereas the BJP spokespersons have only been, deriding the whole narrative for the public. They have only been distracting the public from the real issues, calling the Kisans Khalistanis and other names, calling the Pehelwans the daughters of our state and thrashing them on the roads of the capital of this country. And that is what the population of Haryana is going to remember. This electorate is a sensitive electorate. As I already said, and I will repeat, we can stand anything, but we can't stand backstabbing. And that is what the BJP is going to face this time around, the brunt of backstabbing the Haryanvis.
Okay, Sajjan, you're also a man of data. I was looking at how independents have played an important role in Haryana elections. And even last time, I remember 2019, there was a lot of talk about what Gopal Kanda would do and if BJP would actually take the independents on its side. And of course, the JJP alliance happened. And today, Naveen Jindal's mother, Savitri Jindal, has also said that she would be fighting as an independent. Help us understand what is going to be the state of the regional parties, INLD and JJP, according to what you think could happen, and also smaller parties and independents. What kind of a role do you see them playing this election, or do you think that this is going to be largely a Congress versus BJP election this time?
Yeah, Vasudha, if you see the trajectory of Haryana is the state which gave the term Aya Ram, Gaya Ram. So there has been a constant kind of, because being a small state and with a high political capital, there has been many kind of trade-off between the parties since 1960s when the state was formed. But this time what is happening that most of the regional parties used to be, because the Jats are the hegemonic dominant caste there in terms of the numbers, powers and aspirations, and divided into different localities also. So most of the time the intra-Jat fractions also used to give rise to many kind of, not only the local parties, but also the claim of the independence. This time what is happening that you see, while there are still the parties, there is a traction of the truncated INLD, there is still the JJP aligned with the Azad Samaj Party. But in terms of the near electorate, you see a sentiment in favor of one party. Similarly, the crisis in BJP is that it used to consolidate the non-Jats, but this time what is happening among the OBCs, you see, there is a sort of disgruntlement. Coupled with that, there are also some senior leaders like Ram Vilas Sharma, Banwari Lal, who should have been fielded but have not been fielded. Many of them and many of the OBC leaders will be fighting independently.
But
so
what
will
about
happen?
The Congress party? Does the Congress party not have challenges? Because clearly the BJP has won 2 times.
Congress parties challenge primarily. Look, see the new numbers. You have 20% Dalits, 25% Jats, 7% Muslims. So that way 52 to 53%. So thereby With regard to the Dalits, they have the challenge. Among the Jat, I do not think they are facing a Herculean task this time because the appeal already is it's
But you
people,
don't
the
see
Jat
OBC
community.
consolidation or Punjabi communities
OBC
coming
consolidations
together, and the
will
Gujars coming together.
most of the OBC will be fighting independent candidates, and that's going to hurt as of now the BJP, because most of them are the rebels from the BJP. They have been the core base of the BJP, and that is where the BJP signs of the disgruntlement were since last 1.5 years, and there were enough time. So they changed the chief minister, but they should have brought a chief minister who could have done the jobs. How could you lose in Ahirwar region? That has been your hub. That was the main source of the disgruntlement against the Huda government, who was there for the 10 years.
Okay,
You are even facing the
Mr.
anti-incumbency
कौशिक,
there.
आपको लगता है कि नायब सैनी को अगर थोड़े महीने पहले बना देते सीएम तो ज्यादा फर्क पड़ता? और ये जो मनोहर लाल का जो एक शैडो है स्टेट में, बड़ा सीएम छोटा सीएम जो बोलते हैं, ये कभी सेपरेट हो नहीं पाया सर. सो आपको लगता है इस पॉलिसीज और इस एक सेंटिमेंट का भी असर पड़ेगा बीजेपी को, शायद इसके कारण नुकसान हो सकता है?
नहीं, देखिए मैं बताना, जैसे मेरे सज्जन भाई बोल रहे थे कि 20% जाट है, ओबीसी वोट है. आप ये कैसे कह सकते हैं जाट पूरा हुड्डा साहब के साथ में है? जाट में कहता हूँ, हमने जाटों को क्या 17 से 18 सीटें हमने दी है जाटों को. ओबीसी में हमें सबसे ज्यादा ओबीसी की सीटें हम लोगों ने दी है. ब्राह्मणों की 12 सीटें के भी आज तक किसी पार्टी ने दी. हुड्डा साहब से पूछिए कितनी सीटें दी है. क्या ब्राह्मण वोट बैंक तीसरी वोट बैंक हरियाणा के अंदर है? आप गलत कैलकुलेशन कर रहे हैं. मैं कहता हूँ जाट पूरा बी को बीजेपी के साथ में नहीं है. और मैं इससे आपको चैलेंज से कहता हूँ, आप देखिए कांग्रेस अगर 32 से 35 सीटों पर आ जाए, हम आपके यहीं पास ही बैठे हैं. और मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूँ, टोटल मैं पूरे हरियाणा में घूमता हूँ. मैं आज भी 3-4 कॉन्स्टिट्यूंसी में गया था. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. दलित वोट बैंक अब की बार इनके बहकाव में नहीं आने वाला. वो दलित वोट बैंक भी हमारे साथ में होगा, ओबीसी हमारे साथ में, और 10 ब्राह्मण वोट बैंक भी हमारे साथ में है. हम लोग कहीं 40 से 45 सीटों से ऊपर ज्यादा बहुमत में हमारी सरकार बन रही.
Okay, महिमा जी, yeah.
There's a famous couplet that I should say here कि जमहूरियत एक तर्ज हुकूमत है कि जिसमें बंदों को गिना करते हैं तौला नहीं करते. The BJP's whole mindset about this election, you see, they are reducing the people of Haryana and their whole sentiment about their rights to merely caste. It's not all about caste, Vasudha, and I think that is where the BJP needs to really expand its spectrum of thought and understanding of the demographics of Haryana. And that's what they've done over the last 10 years. You see, reducing the people to their, work, their community and all of that. Today, the people are demanding their rights. They are demanding their jobs. They are demanding reduction of costs. They are demanding that, you see, this kind of...
but ma'am, equal, Rahul Gandhi is also talking about caste census, right? That there is a need for head count.
There's a difference.
So I think all parties are looking at caste as potential.
कास्ट की अगर राजनीति कांग्रेस से बड़ी राजनीति कौन करता है?
Allow me to
कास्ट के मामले में अगर आप बात करें तो सबसे ज्यादा कास्ट की राजनीति कांग्रेस ने की है.
Allow me to complete. I'm saying they are reducing the people merely to the caste. However, I am saying that what Rahul Gandhi ji is saying is a wider perspective. He's saying that let's count the people and then let's determine their rights. What the BJP is doing is reducing the people to their castes and then dividing them on the basis so that they cannot demand their rights. And the people, it's high time for them. They are demanding their rights, demanding their jobs. The mothers are totally fed up. The kind of immigration that's happening out of the state, it's more than double. So it's high time, and the people are going to really give
so the people issues will matter, is what you're saying. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining me on this show. Haryana gearing up for Battleground 2024 yet again. We'll keep getting all those updates from poll-bound states, but now it's time for a short break.